Alright, welcome back. And by now, you've probably already done it 3 or 4 days to a week Ubering. And if you have, you've either decided you want to do it or you don't want to do it. Give it a week. You're going to find out, do it every day for a week. Then that way, you know. One day, do it Friday and Saturday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 7 to 4 a.m. It's going to be your best bet. Anywhere, I don't care. That's just how it is. So by now, you've figured out whether you want to do it or not. So now you need to pay attention to certain things. Your mileage. My friend said you got to pay attention to the mileage of all your mileage. What you do personally, what you do with Uber. Me, all I keep track of is what I do for Uber. Not just in the app. I start the mileage from the time I leave my house till the time I get back to my house. Whatever time it is. That mileage is what you count. Because you're going to make more money off of that than the gas receipts. But keep your gas receipts too. And I'll explain that. This whole video is about the things you need to keep for your 1099. That's all this video is about. Everything you need to keep track for your 1099. You can take, make you a, the hell they call that? A spreadsheet. Make a spreadsheet on Microsoft Office. I'm fucking up here. Make you a spreadsheet. One for your gas. One for your meals. One for your mileage. And one for your expenses. Whether it be the expenses for your clothes, the expenses for your car maintenance, and what have you. You need at least those. And keep all your receipts. Every fucking receipt you got, keep them. Just in case. So we'll go back to the mileage. That's how I do it. And I keep track for those days that I do it. Or actually my wife does it, but whichever, it don't matter. And you keep track of that. So that way at the end of the year, when you get that 1099, you can go to an accountant and have them do it with all this, or you can do it yourself. I don't know how she's going to do it yet. When we get to that point, we'll let you know, because we don't know yet. When we figure it out on hers, then we'll let you know. So back to the other one. So we've already got the mileage. Next is the gas receipts. We can go with the expense. How do I remember what I said? You got the mileage, the gas, and the expenses. It's in the 3. So for the gas, you may or may not need it, but I'd still keep the receipts for it anyway, just because. Keep them separate in that spreadsheet, and just keep track of it when you get home every night or every day, whichever you do it. Put in that spreadsheet what it's for that day, or you can do it for that week. Just keep track of all your receipts for that week into a little spot, and then at the end of the week, because there's 52 weeks in a year, put week 1, bam. Week 2, bam. Week 3, bam. If you start in the middle of the year, count how many weeks in, like say it's June. That's 20 something weeks there. So then you start that. So that way you can keep track of what you need to keep track of in your spreadsheet. You may or may not need the gas receipt. You might just get away with the mileage and make more. Whichever one will make you the most money is what you use. But you keep track of both. And the next thing is your expenses. But I think I'd make a 4th one, and I would put food. Because your expenses for your vehicle should be something by itself, and then your food should be something different. Whether we'll go with the vehicle, all the vehicle maintenance, whether it's oil changes, car detailing, car washes, whatever it is, get a receipt for it. Try to go to the car washes that have the free vacuum, because if you're spending $1 or $1.50 on vacuuming, you're gonna have to write a damn receipt for it. So find somewhere it's free. Next, the food. It's important because you need to know. Oh yeah, you need one for your clothing too. Whatever clothes you buy and shoes, whatever. But you'll figure it out. The food, because you might go to McDonald's, you might go out to eat, or whatever. But it's your lunches that you need to keep track of. The food, or like my wife does, make sandwiches. So a portion of your grocery, not a lot, but enough for your meals, for Ubering, can be wrote off. Then there's an extra one, and this is the last expense. You can write some of your if you got a loan on your car, some of your interest you can write off because you're using it for business. Some of your, if you're using your home, because your home is your base place, you can use some of that as a write-off. You can use your cell phone, a portion of your cell phone, as a write-off. There's a lot of other things you can use as a write-off. You just gotta figure it out for whatever. I'm just breaking everything down because this is how it's going to be done. How she's going to do it. Or we're going to do it, whatever. The clothing. Whatever clothes you buy for it, for Ubering, again, this is a business. And at the end of the year, you're getting $10.99 for this shit. So, might as well buy some fairly nice clothes. Have some decent clothes. Because first impression is very important. Yeah, I know. I got a goddamn Iron Maiden shirt on. They don't like it, I don't care. But if you plan on doing this for a life, I'm not really, so. But if you plan on doing it, for a business, then you need to have fairly nice clothes. You ain't gonna go out and buy a three-piece suit unless you're doing Uber Black. But everything else, have some nice, casual, comfortable clothes. Just keep them nice. Keep nice shoes. And kind of, if you don't use it for Uber, you still kind of write it off. Just, you didn't hear that shit from me. You'll figure it out as you go on what you can do, what you can't do. I ain't gonna get in trouble for telling you shit you ain't supposed to do. But you'll learn there's things you can do and what you can't do. Just keep track and break it down into however expenses. You can have another one that's just miscellaneous expenses. That is whatever little different things here and there. Like phones, whatever. Just break everything down to different sections so that way you know what they are and keep track of your receipts the same way. Have your little box for each one of those different things that's on your spreadsheet. So that way you know what each one is. If you ever get audited, there you go. But another little thing, if you're doing, because again, you've got to this point, and if you want to do it on a regular basis, you can take and create a LLC or an incorporate or some other things. You just look on there and see what Uber lets you make, and go to your local tax collector and see what's best for you. But you can do the LLC, and you can have as many people on that LLC, and you guys can put it underneath there. So that way, if you're using the same vehicle, you get the tax write-off for it. And then you can just 1099 people, whatever. But that's all you need to know about that. You shouldn't have any problems with it because you should be about a week into it now. Or unless you're watching a series before you do it, which I suggest. Because you're going to learn a lot of shit that they should tell you, but they don't. And a lot of other people don't want to tell you because they want you to watch 50 damn videos before they tell it to you. And I wanted to know this up front before she got too far into it and we done wasted too much money. But if you're planning on doing this as a second job or just a main job, just, I mean, it's cool. It's all right. Just keep track of everything, because like I told you in the beginning of this, it is a job. You're going to have to pay attention, because now you're playing with the big boys. If you fuck up, you get in trouble. As far as the taxes and everything goes, just be mindful about everything you're doing. And have fun. Please check out the rest of my videos in this video, in this series, and some of my other how-to videos that are probably totally unrelated to this, but help a brother out, watch some movies, watch some shows, help you make some money off of this. Stay metal.